What's up? What's going on, everyone? I wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about the brand scriptures, and I really wanted to talk about the shirts. Won't he do it? I've been getting a lot of questions, and people are asking me, what does it mean? And for me, it means a lot of different things. One of the things that it means is deliverance, being delivered into a different scenario, into a different experience. I've had the blessings of traveling up and down the East Coast for work, and some of the jobs that I've been in, they weren't the best place. Some of them have been real toxic, but it was just something that I had to go through to be able to elevate myself to be able to elevate to the next level. So with deliverance, I mean more of, you find your back against the wall and it's no way out. It's nothing you can do to get out of that situation. So it's merely having to rely on God to get you out of that, and just being patient and being obedient and listening to his word and following, and listening to his guidance and going where he tells you to go, even though you may not understand. It's just more of like, I feel like for me, I feel like God is saying, I don't need you to understand. I just need you to go. Like if I tell you to go there, just go there. You don't need to understand why you're going there. But it's times where I'll ask him, well, I'm gonna go there, but what do you want me to do when I get there? And then he'll give me further instructions when I get there, and he keeps me safe along the way, and that's the deliverance part. The strength part for me is when I find myself in a weak position. I find myself where I'm working so many hours, or I'm mentally exhausted from what I'm going through, and and it's no one. It's like no one physically there, but then I can look up and I can read the word, and I feel like, what, God, even though no one's like, even though you have me isolated right now, you're there. And I remember going through some scenarios a couple years ago when I was up in Indiana, and after I was able to move from Indiana to Atlanta, I started reflecting one night, and I was thinking about it, and like everything that I went through, like I had a really rough time in Indiana, and it was just some of it was uh, at one point I was about to be homeless. I was getting ready to be evicted out of my place. I just been fired from my job, and it was just it was not a very good time for me. Money was really tight, and I had someone who came along that God allowed in my life to help me out financially and get me out of that. And luckily, I didn't have to live out of my car. This person came right at the last minute, and they loaned me some money, and I was able to get back on my feet. And I had landed a job like right after the person that loaned me the money, so I was able to, like, hustle real hard and pay that money back, and get on my feet. Which is the strength that I needed, because after I lost my job, I felt really defeated. I felt defeated. Like, even if I went in a job interview, it was like a person could tell, like, like, this guy's, he's not, I don't see confidence in this guy. And, I had put in so much work at this place. I was giving this place everything. And I came in one day and they were just like, yo, it's not working out. We're going to let you go. And, luckily I had some money saved, but it was really enough money just for that month. I had just enough money to pay all of my bills for that month, and I think I probably had like maybe $60 left over for the whole month to be able to spend for gas and food, which is not a lot of money. But I just remember being delivered out of that situation, and it's looking back on it, it was really a won't he do it moment. So as I was reflecting about Indiana as a whole, I seen how he was able to deliver me. He was able to give me strength. I was able to, he guided me. And those are some of the things that, what it means to me. For me, it means everything, because God means everything to me. And when I was at my lowest, God was there to listen to me. He was there to guide me. And one of the things I dwelled on real hard, I watched this movie called The Life of Pi, and it's a faith based movie, but it's a really good movie if you guys want to check it out. And I just remember thinking, I heard this one line from The Life of Pi, and I remember thinking to myself that when I was going through Indiana, I was like, you know what? I just really had to look up and just thank God. I'm like, God, thank you for not taking your eye off of me. Like, I know you allowed all these things to happen to me, and I know I was about to become homeless, and I was going through a lot. Tremendous. It was a tremendous amount of weight on me. It was a tremendous amount of just pressure and I was scrambling because I didn't want to live on the street. I was in Indiana wintertime, and wintertime can be negative 10 degrees every single day, and I got to live out of my car. So, I just remember just looking up and just thanking God in my head, just like, God, thank you for allowing these things to happen, but thank you for never taking your eye off of me, And for me, what I mean by that is by him never taking his eye off of me, it means that if I was to land myself in any trouble that I created for myself, that I made a mess of the situation, God he can swoop in and be like, nah, I'm gonna correct that because I don't want you going any lower than you are right now. So, it's strength, guidance, obedience, deliverance. Deliverance is a big thing for me, but won't he do it? This will literally mean different things for different people. And, I would love to hear your guys' story for, how he did it for you. And I know sometimes our faith gets a little low because we have our sight fixed on reality and we don't see a way out. We don't feel that we can make it out. We don't feel that it's going to be all right because we feel like it just keeps piling on and piling on and piling on. And these are the things that can really just take us down. But, if we just take the time, for me, when I took the time, when I was at that point, I was at that low point. I just kept coming on and coming on. I just took the time to start really reading the word. And then I would read the word, but I would spend a lot of time just speaking with God and just, not, questioning him, but asking him questions and asking him, like, what is it you want me to do now? Like, what should I do now? Because I feel like there's nothing else I can do. And literally for me, what I took from that was me, saying to myself, Ron, it is nothing that you can do because you're not in control of this. God is in control of this. So when I hear that saying, won't he do it? Like, it even makes, I turn, if I hear somebody say it, I turn and I'm like, hey, yeah, he will. Yes, he will do it because I've seen him do it for me. I've seen him do it for people. And, just to share my story a little bit, I remember, some years back when, my mom got sick, she had a stroke. And, I was just attending, I was like halfway into culinary school and, she got sick and I was getting ready to drop out because, I was dealing with some other issues. Then I had to deal with that. With my mom being sick, and it hurt me a lot. Like it really hurt me a lot. So I just remember going into school and telling them that I was going to drop out because I didn't really have, my money was running very low, and I didn't have a job. My mom was sick, so I was really, even if I was in class, I was focused on that. And I remember like talking to, I guess she would be like a guidance counselor, something like that, whoever she was at the school. And I remember her telling me that I couldn't quit. And I felt like she was very rude. I can't quit. And if I do drop out, she's going to make it that I can't take that class over again. So I would have, went halfway through for nothing. And I continued, I just stayed in there, and I was really kind of pissed off with her. But I stayed in there, and I just, I did the best I can do. I just remember coming into class like, what, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to focus, and I'll deal with the pain when I get outside of class. And I did that, and, I graduated, and, slowly I started to see things, come back up because I was so focused on my stuff. And sometimes, like I said, we can let our vision, only be set on reality. And when you say to yourself, I don't see a way out of this, I don't see how I'm going to get out of this. You're right. You're not going to make it out of this. God is going to take you out of that. God is going to deliver you out of that. God is going to give you that strength, and it's we have to rely on him. I rely so much on being obedient and listening to his word. And it doesn't mean that I read doesn't mean that I read the book every single day. Like, no, but I do take being obedient very seriously. I do take listening to God very seriously. I am a human being, so I do make mistakes. No one is perfect, but I do, I think everybody takes that one thing very seriously, and for me, it's just, listening to his voice. That's a little bit about what it means to me. I would love to hear you guys' story about, what, about your won't he do a moment. What has he done for you, and let's not let the small things, let's not overlook the small things. Let's not overlook getting up and being healthy, having a sound mind, being able to move your fingers and your toes, having a place to go and having something to do when you get there, having, getting there and then being able to make money off of what you're doing, and being able to provide for you, not only yourself, but maybe for your kids or for your parents, whoever you're supporting. You know, we all have these moments, and we all will have a moment where we feel like, you know, God, I don't see a way out. I don't see how I can get out of this. Or you're talking to yourself and just say, like, I don't see a way out of this. I don't see how I'm going to get out of this. Remember, you are not going to get your way out of that. God is going to get you out of that. God is going to get you through your storms. So we so much rely on our own strength that we forget, you know, where the true strength come from. You know, the true strength is going to come from God. So that's a little bit about, you know, what this shirt means to me, what that quote means to me. It means everything to me. You know, it's not just a product, it's not just a brand. It's something that I live by. It's the stories that I have about it, and we all have these stories. Like, everyone has these stories. Like I said, I would love to hear everybody. I would love to hear anyone who wants to share their story. If you want to drop it in the comment section, or if you want to, you know, send it to my DM or whatnot, I would just love to hear the story. Even if you just want to type it, you know, whatever it is, love to hear it, because I think this is just more than a product. It's more than a brand. You know, it's just life, and you know, that's what it means to me. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. I hope everybody's doing well out there, and I hope you guys have a good night. Later.